Hey guys, lately everybody hears about all those stalkers following streamers or YouTubers, and I would like to really elaborate why this is happening, why do we really think, what's the problem between those people, how to maybe solve it, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself and something I would consider to be a parasocial relationship between me and the content creator, and how it happens to come. Now, a hot story as of lately, it's been Amouranth, a famous creator on OnlyFans, YouTube and Twitch with a huge audience regarding her adult content and her content for everybody. She's been speaking openly about the guy following her, came all the way from Estonia to Texas, only to sit in front of a Starbucks and waiting for her to grab her PO box, which was a public address, just to be able to follow her home. Now, of course, police ignored that incident and they didn't do anything until the guy, nothing actually was done in that case until it was a little bit too late already, which is, of course, terrible for those girls mostly who have those incidents. But let's elaborate why those things happened. So, as most likely all of you know, when you watch a YouTube video or what you watch stream, YouTube is usually a short content. This kind of short content gives you entertainment between, let's say, 5 to half an hour of a video that are posted in different frequencies. But in case of streamers, it's a completely different kind of content. As much in the YouTube world, it depends on the quality of the content that you put in this short video. In the Twitch matter or YouTube live stream matter, usually the longer you stream, the better you're doing. So some of these creators, for example Amouranth, streams almost every day and does it for 8 to 10 hours, and it's absolutely intense amount of content. Now, if you happen to be somebody without a social life and have maybe 2 monitors, maybe while you play games or you do anything, you can put somebody on the second monitor just for extra dopamine spikes in your brain, because that's basically what you need to function. And so you happen to find yourself a streamer that you enjoy. Now, in the Twitch world and YouTube live world, the way it happens is you create a tier list of content creators that you're most likely to watch. Usually when your number 1 is not on, you watch your number 2 or you watch your number 3. Now, in that case, let's say Amouranth was this guy's number 1. And you can actually, in some of the statistics at the end of the year, see how much time you spend watching in each of those content creators. So some of those numbers gets real crazy. Now, if you don't really have friends, you don't have family, and you're just living by your own, you're not really social male, you so happen to seek those moments of interactions with those content creators on the streams and with the chat that makes the general experience way better. Now, unfortunately, you unconditionally and not really in a conscientious way develop a relationship with that creator. It's incredibly difficult to really think about it for somebody that's outside of this world, but if you so happen to have so much free time, not really real hobbies, and you don't have to leave house for other things to groceries or ordering food, grabbing some food, right? Then you might actually get addicted to the dopamine spike that you receive from watching all those things. Now, that's a terrible thing, and I happened to once in my life experience something similar. Of course, I didn't follow any content creator, didn't harass them, I didn't even think about going to the extremes that some people do take in their measures. But some time ago, I decided to learn a game of Headstone. It's a pretty complex card game that requires a lot of strategy and thinking from you. So of course, if you go to a live streamer, you can find basically top 5 people playing the game, and you can learn from them, which is incredibly useful if you're trying to learn a new game, and you get literally top 5 best players in the world right for you, right over there. And in that manner, I stumbled upon a streamer I already knew existed. He used to be a World of Warcraft content creator, and he was doing Hearthstone streaming at the moment. His name was Rackful. Now, maybe not all of you know it, but Byron, fortunately, is no longer with us. And here's when I realized that I may be considering a parasocial relationship between me and this content creator, is when I had the unfortunate news that Byron has passed away. Now, in that moment, a sadness hit me. Now, it's not the first time that somebody from my circle passed away. I do have quite a lot of friends and I have family, so it wasn't like a big news to me. My relatives already passed away. Some of my friends, unfortunately, have passed away also. But I have never felt the similar type of sadness that I have felt when I learned to know that Byron is no longer with us. It's a type of sadness that, even though I think 2 years passed, I've never really gotten rid of it. I've been through some of my relatives' deaths, and I never think much of it. I consider myself a pretty thick-skinned guy. Not really anything gets to me. But that moment, in that one moment, it's like the floodgates open for me. I got so attached to the happiness, I guess, to the dopamine that Byron was spreading throughout the live stream, throughout his sharing, I guess, of his life. I wasn't really aware of it until it happened, and I think it all comes down to how we develop as a society. We become a little bit less social with higher options to get your dopamine spikes out of your TikTok, out of your YouTube, out of everything else, but social interactions. And for us, people who are nerdy, usually we are introverts, and that hits us pretty bad. Now, unfortunately, I think the only solution to get rid of this problem is to is to get more socially interactive, create even online group of friends, and yeah, even though 2 years passed, I still miss Byron. I still wish he was with us, and I wish I could have comforted him in his pain and his suffering, even though he never heard of me. And I think that's crazy how deep in your mind, in those moments of need, those people happen to be the ones you think of first, instead of actually your relatives or your friends. That's my story. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking, subscribing so I don't have to go to my fucking work. Cheers.